Hey everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of the GVGCast, where we hang out, chat with all of you, and see what's been happening over the past week. I'm your host, Derek Bittner, and I'm joined by my good friends and GVG, just wonderful people, Brandon Miracle and birthday boy Daniel Alba. How are you guys doing?
Hello.
Pretty good.
Doing sleepy, but I'm doing good. It was a long night last night. We had some fun times.
Yeah, we did. You decided to stay up a bit later than everybody else because I it ended at 11 for me, but it was like what 8 o'clock for you. So it's like that's not too bad at least. But yeah.
Oh, it was at like 8 in the morning when it really ended for me because I kept doing something else in the meantime of all nights. Oh boy.
And Fire Emblem has you engaged.
It truly has. That was a lot. There's a lot of information in that is not available in English, and I don't understand why they don't just release these simultaneously in different languages. But this is not going to stop me. I'm still going to get it done.
Yeah.
I have to say, Daniel, you specifically are making me more excited for Engaged than I was just on my own. So you're doing the Lord's work.
Am I engaging you in the content, Brandon? Yeah.
It's working.
It's about time. Yeah, because you discovered that even though the characters that you attach are not gacha, there is still gacha.
We have discovered that the thumbnail I made for the original Fire Emblem analysis is not stupid anymore. There is in fact gacha in this game, but it's only in the rings. You can get gacha. I'm assuming there's going to be like a bunch of characters from across the entire series where you can get equipable rings, and so they can boost your stats like HP, strength, or skill, all that by a minor amounts depending on the level of what you roll. So it's not as bad as it could have been. Like it could have been like skills, as I mentioned in the video. It could have been like entire skills that could have broken the game. But it's just, a little stat boost. So if it remains that, it's not that harmful.
I mean, that doesn't seem bad. That just seems like sort of fun. It's like, oh, I get this character and they have these sort of things and you pop one. It doesn't matter that much because you don't get that kind of thing on most Fire Emblem games. So who cares?
It's like the spirits in Smash Ultimate.
Yeah, yeah, a bit like that.
And I'm seeing in chat already, along with the birthday wishes. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm also seeing like Soulcaster saying in-game gacha or real money. I think it's in-game only because there's some spots where you can earn the in-game currency that is explained in the video a little bit, but I don't see any signs of real life money being used for that, and I don't think there would be because it's too minor to really count for that. So no worries.
We got the expansion pass for that.
Yeah, that's exciting. That was during the Game Awards. I didn't expect to see Fire Emblem at the Game Awards with new stuff, but we're gonna get a ring for Tiki and one with a 3-pack for the House Lords from Fire Emblem Three Houses. That's exciting.
Yeah, they're actually working together for once. Who knew? It was possible.
This is the true ending.
Ah, there it is.
This is the golden route. They turn into a ring.
Real quick before we jump into just how we've been doing, I do want to have a few things to mention here. One, it's not only Daniel's birthday, we also want to wish a belated birthday to Azran, fellow member of the community. Everybody quite knows them and their puns, and they just recently had a birthday, so we definitely want to wish them a happy birthday. And I only just found out that it's Azran127 because their birthday is December 7th. So there you go. Perfect. Happy birthday.
Also, happy birthday, and also check out their music as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And then as well, we did it yesterday, but we also want to do it today. But just shout out to Maximilian Dude's dog Benny, who passed away this year. Losing a pet sucks, and have some GVG pets. Just a reminder. It's like Oscars. Like we'll remember you. These are very much alive pets, of course. But yeah, there's that. But all the best to them. Oh, and hey, another birthday. Cornflake's birthday was yesterday. There was just birthdays out the wazoo.
My gosh.
Wow.
My God.
So many.
So
happy birthday to all of us.
Yes, all of you. And of course, we've got to shout out our wonderful sponsor, The Game Orb. And The Game Orb is a YouTube channel that brings commentary and gameplay footage from the Nintendo Switch and Xbox Series X gaming systems. While games like Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu can be seen on the channel along with others, The Game Orb has now added Splatoon 3, Super Mario Sunshine, and Fall Guys to the gaming collection. So be sure to check out and subscribe to The Game Orb at the link in the description. Always appreciate all of their support, and just again, been there since the beginning. It's kind of nuts, but
Yeah.
we do have a couple of super chats, and we'll read those soon. But I just want to check in. We saw how Daniel's doing today, a little tired and but having a good day with his birthday. But Brandon, how you doing?
I am pretty good. I'm not tired for once. Usually that's like my entire identity, but I don't know. I slept well.
Switch roles today.
Got some actual sleep. That's rare. Congrats.
It's specifically rare for me, yes. I played some God of War last night. I did not lie about that.
Okay.
Game's still good.
That's good. Did any of us get to check out the Forspoken demo?
Yeah, I did that too.
Okay.
I forgot.
Thoughts?
It's kind of awesome.
Okay. I will have to make it a point to to download that, because I know Amy's interested and I'd like to check it out. So maybe hey, since we're not doing the GVGcast tonight at night for once, which is funny because we're doing it early, but we don't have John here specifically because he's been in a lot of them, and it's still like 8:30 for him. It's still like kind of late, so we're letting him rest and just take that. And Ash was supposed to be on, but work slammed him, and we want him to be able to go on to Easy Allies. And it just kind of worked out because you two also have plans tonight for another. Where are you guys going again?
Yeah, right around that time. We're going to be playing some Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC Wave 3 with some friends of ours in the Nintendo content creator community. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, so it just worked out. Plus, Steve's still sick, so early it is. Mm-hmm. So there we go.
Here we are.
We got it handled.
Perfect. But yeah, as far as me, I've been, I can say that I finally beat, Oracle of Seasons. John and I are working on a video. He's a bit ahead of me, but his script is done. I'm in the middle of writing the script. I'm going to be working on that tonight to finish that, to have that all set to go. Hopefully next week sometime we'll have that all good to go. But he had a lot to say at 10 pages. I'm probably going to be around the same amount. And the plan is, like those games, we're going to be releasing those videos at the same time. So it's just like that. It's like, here's Oracle of Ages video, here's Oracle of Seasons. You can watch them both.
It's going to be a duology?
Yes, it's a duology. It was supposed to be a trilogy, but we canceled that idea.
Oh.
But yes, that's... It's pretty good. Honestly, Squire, you're not wrong. I actually played a little bit of Oracle of Ages at the beginning, and I got a little stuck too, because you have what is it? Nehru singing there. Have you either of you two played Oracle of Ages?
I played Seasons, but not Ages.
Okay. In the beginning of Oracle of Ages, you get there and you see Nehru singing. She's surrounded by animals. But you talk to all the animals and none of them move. You can't get to Nehru. You look around, there's no other way. It's like, okay, I know I'm supposed to get to Nehru so I can talk to her, but how do you do that? You have to talk to the bear twice so it moves. And I talked to every other animal except for the bear.
Oh.
I hate
twice.
Stuff like that.
I'm like, wow, I already feel like an idiot. Perfect. Oh, gosh.
Oh, my goodness.
But, and speaking of Zelda, you can look forward to tomorrow. Daniel has another video going up, our third 8-Bits episode, where a Zelda focused 8-Bits you can look forward to. So, yeah.
It's me, the Fire Emblem and Zelda guy. Look forward to it, because I took too long with that video, so I'm happy to get it out there. If you're a patron, you can see it right now.
That is true. That is very true. Patrons have already watched and hopefully enjoyed it. Bisonhauer says they enjoyed it, so that's nice.
Awesome.
So, yeah. Well, that'll be good stuff coming out. Otherwise, I'm still going around collecting quests in Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Chapter 5. because I just revisit all of the old places and you're like, all right, well, I just compile all these quests and I'll just start at the lowest and work my way up. So
You're gonna be doing that for a while.
yeah, I have a feeling.
Yeah, that's there's a lot to do at that point, and it took Ash like weeks to get past that point.
Oh my
just
God.
to keep moving.
That's pretty crazy. I don't know. I'm enjoying it, but we'll see how it all comes together. But yeah, what else have you guys? I mean, Brandon, you've been playing a little bit of God of War. Anything else?
Let's see. Been doing God of War. Like I said, I played some Forspoken. I guess like the other thing I've been doing is I've been playing a lot of Dragon Quest X and Monster Hunter Frontier, two Japanese exclusive MMOs, one of which isn't live anymore. And they're really fun. Dragon Quest X is literally a Dragon Quest game with other people, and that's amazing.
Why is that not in the US? Why?
It's so aggravating.
Yeah.
And we have Offline, which is a game now, and we don't have that either.
No, we don't.
They just said you can't have Dragon Quest X. It's not
No.
allowed.
But hey,
thanks to fan efforts, we can.
Dragon Quest Treasures is out today. Get that. I have not touched it, but yeah, get on that. Dragon Quest Treasures.
I'm planning to pick that up today and give it a shake.
Perfect.
Yeah, I definitely want to get that as well. I love those characters. I want to see more about them.
Yeah. And what about you, Daniel? What have you been playing?
Just jumping back and forth between a lot of Pokemon Violet still, just in and out with that. There was the Charizard event that happened during last weekend. I spent a lot of time with that game in general just because I was sick. So not much else I could really do on the other hand. And then getting into the Mario Kart DLC as well this week.
Yeah.
That was a good wave. We have a discussion on that coming up as well that I'm a part of with Ash and John. That should be happening, I believe, later this weekend or early next week.
Probably Sunday, if I had to guess, depending. I think it's done. I think you just have to get it, all the other stuff set up. So yeah, we should have some good stuff this weekend so you can look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have not had a chance to play it. I'm gonna actually get my first chance to play it with the EP Squad stream playtime this weekend. So that's when I'll actually finally get to play it.
Yeah, I'll be curious to hear your thoughts because I feel like this is the strongest wave so far, and they keep getting better. So we'll see if Wave 4 can hold up to that level of quality.
Let's hope so. All right. Well, before we get into the news, we do have some super chats. First up, Blind Man V2 with $5 saying, "Hey, GVG, got your poster yesterday. Big smile." That's always a good reaction. So question, I have about 3 or 4 interests, yet I can't decide what to focus on. So I do nothing. Any advice? You gotta just narrow down that one. Or split them up, eat one each day. Like this interest today, this interest today, this interest today, take a break, this interest today, that sort of thing. That way you can maybe spread it out and see what kind of clicks with you the most with that day spending on that interest. I think that's probably the best way to go about it.
And as far as the one you do first, roll a die. Let fate decide.
Seriously.
Spin a wheel, roll a die. Just, if you can't decide, have something decide for you because it's better than just not doing any of them at all and finding out where your interests lie,
Yeah. And it's good to experiment to just see where that interest lies. So, yeah. Good idea. Jaden Buck with $10. Thank you so much. Saying, Crazy Question Fridays, crazy question number 62. What do you think would make a great joke category for next year's Game Awards? Also, happy birthday, Daniel. A joke category.
Thank you, Jaden. A joke category.
Best butt.
I'm gonna no.
What?
I was gonna steal that from Kit and Krista for the Bodhi Award, the Booty of the Year.
Oh, Booty of the Year. Oh, I'm so sorry, Daniel. I didn't realize.
No, it's too late now. Now you can look like the one who stole it from Kit and Krista.
Oh, dang it! Best cake. Just Peaches. You think it's gonna be cake, and it's actually Peach. Here's Peach's cake. Here's the cake from Portal, and there you go. Oh gosh.
Sorry, Best Game Award.
Best Game Award. There we go.
There's my joke category. Best Game Award.
Oh, best pair of Jeff Keighley shoes.
There you go.
Best shoes award.
Only Keighley can win it.
Oh, at his own. Yep, that would make sense. At his own award show, only Jeff can win it.
Perfect. Oh God, but yeah, that works. There you go, young Ben Kenobi, Rear of the Year.
Rear of the Year.
Oh, Jackamon, best glitch. That's actually a good one. Like best glitch. I think Pokemon would be a lock.
Man. Let's highlight which games did perform badly this year.
Perform badly, but
the shame award.
But still fun. Yeah. Oh God. Jonathan Higgins with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Saying won't be able to tune in until later, but just wanted to say happy birthday, Daniel, because it's also their birthday. I hope you all have a blast. Well, happy birthday to you, Jonathan.
Oh my goodness.
That's 4 birthdays that we've celebrated today. My God.
Wow. Why are you all taking my birthday?
I know. Trying to steal his thunder.
How am I going to feel special today?
Only I was born on this day.
Only me. I attract all my people with me to this podcast today, apparently.
Hustlebun with $9.99. Thank you so much. Saying I could use some good vibes for my bun Bell Pepper, who has been in the hospital for 8 days. Oh my gosh. She has one last medical hurdle to overcome. Well, absolutely good vibes, especially from our fellow bun lover. We got Brandon here. So
got a bun dad here.
Yeah.
I love bunnies.
They also say happy birthday, Dan. P.S. Who would be a crazy guest character for Tekken 8?
Well, thank you, Hustle Bun. Crazy guest character for Tekken.
What would be a good Tekken guest character? Everybody wants Kiryu, which would make sense, but they apparently the creator just refuses. Although that he's not at the studio anymore, maybe the Yakuza team would be like, no, we want to see it. So maybe we could get.
That could happen.
Yeah, maybe we could get Kiryu now.
Let's get Piccolo. Specifically Piccolo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Crazy Frog.
Crazy Frog. Oh
God, my cops are gonna come back from.
Let's have Leon from Resident Evil.
Nice.
Oh man.
Yeah. Let's have. Why not? We see him pull off some crazy combat moves. Let's go Leon. I like it.
Travis touchdown.
Oh, there you go, Travis.
I would. He's got some wrestling moves in there too with the beam katana. That'd be hilarious.
I mean, he's kind of just like Yoshimitsu.
Pretty much, yeah.
Strawberry on the shortcake.
Perfect.
Just turned into a lion.
Yeah.
Tiger, I mean.
Floxcat with $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Saying, what are your thoughts on Sony calling Nintendo a baby? I think and to give more context later, they said Sony's calling Nintendo childish because they're upset at the fact Nintendo is going to give them Call of Duty, which is weird to do kids, playing Call of Duty. Sony's just finding excuses. That's all.
You know who calls people babies? Babies call people babies.
Kai is constantly calling other people babies.
Oh, well, there you go. That's all the proof you need.
What a weird thing.
It is, yeah. It's just them constantly trying to it's like make it not happen because they don't want to have that, and that's all I got to say about that one. Snoopy with $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much. I think it was a question about the weird kid, which we'll get into that. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it, but we'll get into it.
I did see that message. It said that, and then they also said happy birthday. So thank you, Snoopy. I didn't miss that one.
And finally, Grantles with $4.99. Thank you so much. Saying it wasn't too big on the TGAs this year. It was still the best one, but it didn't feel like much. But I still didn't feel much. Did have a good laugh at the kid at the ending though. So, and then I just saw David VA say Tifa. A lot of Tifas. Ooh, Tifa would be good.
Oh, of course. Man, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it would. All right. So let's get into news, and generally is how are we feeling after, a little bit of about 12, 15 hours have passed since the Game Awards ended. How are we feeling on that?
It was a good show.
It was definitely probably their best show in a while, in a long
A lot
time.
better than I was expecting. I went in here thinking, oh, it's going to be like one highlight thing to talk about, and the rest of it's going to be a snooze fest. But then I find myself trying to recall all the awesome announcements that we heard in one night, and I was like, wow, that was at the Game Awards.
Who would have guessed? It was a pretty solid night. We should mention, we of course the thing that kind of overshadowed everything because it happened right at the very end was the kid doing the weird, I don't even know,
Bill Clinton.
Yeah, the Bill Clinton comment, which we didn't even quite catch because we were all just talking. So
we all just checked out. Like I saw a kid on there, and I just kind of looked the other way because we were all trying to like catch up with super chats and everything else going on at the same time. And I'm like, oh, that was very strange in context now.
Yeah, it's like who's the kid, and like what the? I just caught bits of it, and then there's apparently the kid has a reputation, so I don't want to put too much emphasis on it. It was weird, whatever, no big deal. Dumb joke at the. I don't know the full story, but at the very least, it's a very dumb joke. Like I don't get it at all. It's maybe it's my old man talking, but yeah.
It came at the expense of Miyazaki's moment.
Yeah, exactly. It completely overshadowed Miyazaki's moment, which is really crappy. But we do want to highlight Pedro Eustache. That's our flute guy.
Yes. Oh my God, he's so good.
Oh, he's so good. He is.
He has an energy that I wish I had all the time when he's performing. That is incredible. Just to watch him work, like swapping between, I think, like 3 different instruments throughout the entire performance.
And as people point out, like those were custom flutes for Xenoblade 3, and he was still able to capture that same sort of idea. That's how good he is, and he's been part of soundtracks for years. Dude is like a legend even before that. So
I read that he apparently made himself most of his instruments.
Wow, that is insane,
man.
Yeah,
that's some love to the craft right there.
I also love how all 3 of us have him as our top suggestion on Twitter of who to follow.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
This man got thousands of followers since overnight. Because last night I checked, and it was not as high as it was right now. He's at like over 5,000. So that's a lot of well-deserved attention for this man.
Yeah, it's just rocking out. It's great. But yeah, it's that was one thing. But yeah, we got a lot of cool game announcements. We got Armored Core 6, Hades 2, Ken Levine's next game, Judas. We got Death Stranding 2, Jedi Survivor, Street Fighter 6 release date, Final Fantasy 16 release date, the final role of Kevin Conroy, which of course is Batman and Rocksteady's Kill This Justice League. We got a Mario Brothers clip. We got a Tekken 8 trailer. We got Horizon Forbidden West DLC. We got Crash Team Rumble, which we got the next game from Celeste, Earthblade. We got, honestly, don't sleep on Space Marine 2. The first one was pretty decent. We got out of nowhere the big Nintendo announcement being Bayonetta Origins. My God,
who would have guessed?
Yeah,
that's insane. Did we mention the Dead Cells crossover with Castlevania?
Yeah,
as well.
There's that. That
was like in the pre-show, I think.
Yeah, it was. We got Blue Protocol, that from Bandai Namco. Dear God, there was some insane amounts. As you said, we got the Fire Emblem Engage DLC trailer.
Yeah.
Hide and Seek from Among Us. Wow. There's so much you really can't keep track of it all. That's you don't expect it. So
yeah, there was variety at this Game Awards this year, and I was all for it. We were kind of down on it in the beginning, just thinking like, oh, it's gonna be another one of those Game Awards where we're gonna find our one thing to talk about at the end of the night. But no, it kept going at a good pace. Best pace Game Awards we've had in a long time.
There wasn't 37 Shooty McShoot games.
Yeah, isn't that nice? Had some real high quality indies, so
yeah. I was especially surprised by the announcement of Bayonetta Origins,
Yes.
considering Bayonetta 3
Yeah.
just came out.
It,
Um, one thing I learned today, I beat Bayonetta 3, but apparently there's a secret level in Bayonetta 3 that takes place in Bayonetta Origins. It's literally Bayonetta Origins. And at
Really?
the end of the level, it says to be continued. So they were just waiting to
Wow.
reveal this.
How did nobody
It's been
predict this?
cooking. What the heck? I had no. Well, I guess nobody thought it would be announced this soon since the game just came out. But wow, here we are.
I'm glad it does because Bayonetta 3 has a huge plot hole, and we already know for a fact that Bayonetta Origins is addressing that based on the trailer.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know much about the Bayonetta 3 story, so I'm sort of just like, yeah, sure.
Yep.
I need to catch up on that for sure before this game comes out because I'm really interested. That's a really unique, different art style, and focusing with Cereza. And instead of massive demons, she has like little dolls that kind of do the same thing that you see in the main base game. And this is really cool. I'm curious to see how this turns out.
Yeah, very neat.
Yeah, I'm curious about that one. I mean, I'm definitely hyped for Hades too, because I heard a lot of good things about Hades, and I finally played it, and like, my God, that really did
Hades,
just click with me.
It's so good. The voice acting, the art direction, the gameplay and progression. Like, I've never played a roguelike that
Sucked me in that much?
Well, yeah, and framed in such a way where you make progress even if you fail.
Yeah.
Like, there's overarching
You
progress
technically
to be made.
You technically get more story if you fail.
Yeah. Very cool game. If you haven't played Hades, I highly suggest you do it. And I imagine Hades 2 will be just more of that.
Yeah. Polygon actually had an article going over a lot of like what they know about Hades 2 so far. So the our main character here, the girl, is, I believe it's pronounced Melanoe, is her name, and she's actually from Greek mythology, just like Zagreus, and she's actually the sister of Zagreus. That's the relation.
Okay.
She's a nymph or moon goddess, bringer of nightmares, and associated with the queen of the underworld, Persephone, as well as Hecate, who is the witch that she was training with in the trailer. So
that was Hecate.
Hecate. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. Yeah, there's that. And it seems like the main villain this time around is Kronos, who's escaped his imprisonment in the underworld, and all of Olympus is rallying behind Melanoe. So there's that. Probably not going to see it until 2024, but hey, we're going to get that early access. I don't know if it requires money to get or anything like that.
I think it does. Hades also released in early access, and don't let that dissuade you. It was very much like a pretty complete game.
I think it just sort of lacked the character aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Michael McCall. It's Hecate, who is the Greek goddess of magic according to frequent positron. So yeah, I like it. I mean, I like these twists on Greek mythology. Definitely pulling from aspects I'm not familiar with. I'd never heard of Zagreus before Hades. I thought they made him up, honestly. So, I'm down for that. So yeah. Pretty solid Game Awards, all things considered. Any other highlights for you guys before we move on?
Chris Judge just pouring his whole heart out at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Clearly putting everybody behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was still very heartfelt. Like nothing about that felt forced. So it was nice to see. You could tell. Like I think one of us mentioned, he doesn't really get a chance to do that, to just talk about that kind of stuff. So it was good to see. And clearly, the team that worked on God of War is very close knit, from what I gathered from him and the other people that won awards for God of War that night.
Yeah, it definitely seemed to be the case. All right, before we move on, we got Mr. One Up with a $5 super chat saying, "Hi GVG, I'm here chugging through this extra work day helping my dad while listening to this. So thank you. Also, Hades 2 is going to be playing Hades for fun. Yes, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to it as well. And then Granto's back with another $4.99 donation. Thank you so much. Says, for the record, I found the kid funny at the time. Jokes like that go from haha funny to big oof once context is given, and now I don't find it funny. That is truth. It was more just ridiculous. Nobody knew how to react. People clapped after it because they're like, is this part of the show? I guess I'll be polite.
Just slow, confused claps. Like,
yeah. Nobody really said anything. Oh, wow. Procedural Games in the YouTube chat saying Chris Judge said he had more to say. I believe it. I believe it.
Gently nudged as the music started to play to wrap it up, Chris.
Yeah. Well. Oh, well. But yeah. Well, next up is the FTC is suing to stop Microsoft's Activision purchase. That's not to say it's going to stop it, but it's definitely like, we're not so sure about this one. They basically said with control over Activision's blockbuster franchises, Microsoft would have both the means and motive to harm the competition by manipulating Activision's pricing, degrading Activision's game quality or player experience on rival consoles and gaming services, changing the terms and timing of access to Activision's content, or withholding content from competitors entirely, resulting in harm to consumers. So basically, Microsoft has to just like prove that this won't happen, but I mean, I guess that's why they're saying, yes, we'll bring Call of Duty to Nintendo.
I'm like, okay, is that really that much of a promise of goodwill? I don't really know.
What a sell.
Yeah, this is a hard thing, I think. Like, it's probably for the best that this doesn't end up happening.
Yeah.
Corporate mergers and monopolies and all that stuff, it's not a good look, and obviously it's not good in general. But then again, you have Activision Blizzard, which is just its own heaping mess of problems.
Yeah. Like,
it's hard
by
at
all
this
accounts,
point to know if it's hard at this point to know if it would even help it at this point with Activision Blizzard, considering their history and whether Microsoft's whether a buy like this can help in any shape or form of what's been going through, because it's already has such a reputation among itself.
Yeah. I don't know. If it gets rid of Kotick, I'm okay with it, but it's also like it's not great. It's like, and by all accounts, it doesn't seem to be getting rid of Kotick. It just like the timing was always suspicious because all these accusations came out, and there was all of a sudden like Microsoft's buying us. It's their problem now.
And then like with things like Kotick, like problems start at the top, but they do trickle down. There's no way he's the only issue.
No, he's definitely not the only issue. There is issues throughout the entire thing, and it's, I'm glad Crash doesn't look good. So
yeah, I didn't have to pretend to be excited about that because I just wasn't actually impressed by what we saw from Crash last night.
And I'm like, I'm not going to be picking up Diablo 4, so there's that.
Was it like me and Ash who just didn't particularly care for Crash to begin with? So
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard to say what will happen. It's just like, here's another entry in the weirdness of this whole thing, because I believe this is going on for like a year now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. This book has some very strange chapters in it, and this will just be another one with Microsoft being involved now. But I'd rather just leave the situation alone at this point, man.
Yeah. Seriously. Well, in amusing news, I'm going to go with amusing as far as another chapters that I didn't expect. Yuji Naka got arrested again this week.
Oh my god. Dude,
for
what
the same thing.
Stop.
He did some insider trading with Final Fantasy VII: The First Soldier, where he bought 120,000 shares of A-Team at a cost of around 145 million yen, which is roughly about $835,000. So, two separate major stock things that he bought separately, not like huge amounts, but still a decent amount. Like, what the hell are you doing?
I have to mention Brandon Bovee in chat going to jail 3 and Knuckles.
Yes.
It's like, why, Yuji Naka? Are you trying to make this a joke at this point?
I will say, I think he looking at the numbers, he's also kind of bad at predicting things because he bought more shares in A Team, which are the ones making the first Soldier, rather than the team making Aiming, which is making Dragon Quest Tac. So he bet more on Final Fantasy than Dragon Quest, even though the first Soldier is already dead. Granted, Tac did not leave Japan, but first Soldier is dead. So
I mean, based on what we know about Yuji Naka already, like Balan Wonderworld, clearly there's no foresight here.
Balan Wonderworld changed that man, and not for the better.
Did Balan Wonderworld change him, or did he change Balan Wonderworld?
I think he changed.
That's
From all accounts. Again, I can't help but I can't recommend the video enough from the Golden Bolt going over Yuji Naka. He's kind of been bad from the beginning. He's not great. Like, for his personality, like he develops some decent games, but as a director, and as a person, I don't know.
Yeah, being a good person and a good developer, or within any form of that in the game industry, they're not mutually exclusive to one another. I don't know. There's a lot of problems here to talk about, but at this point, Yuji Naka is just becoming his own meme.
This message from Pop-O-Matic and the YouTube audience. It says he's probably getting arrested for Balan Wonderworld. The insider trading is just a front.
I like Monte Cristo's Big House Zone Act 1. Actually, this is Act 2 now.
Got a boss fight after this one.
Even Sonic is impressed at how fast this is going.
My God.
Oh my God.
It's just wow.
Like, I don't want him to keep getting arrested, but like it'd be really funny if this just keeps happening.
It would be at this point. Like, dude.
Oh man.
I guess at least he was diversifying. I'm being corrected. Apparently, DQ Tac did release in the U.S. So sorry about that. So there's that. But man,
I should have known that. I have it installed on my phone.
Oh.
Oh, well then.
My bad. The other thing about this that I don't understand, I know greed is greed and whatnot, but like, did he even really need any of this?
I mean, how much did he lose on Balan Wonderworld? So, although he was doing fine before, he was at Square Enix at the time, so I'm sure he was doing just fine. But
the unfortunate truth of it all is, like, Balan Wonderworld probably didn't lose him any money. It lost the company money.
True.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh.
All right. That's go.
You're on.
There's Yuji Naka.
Mr. Naka.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
And we'll do these last two pretty quick because I don't think there's a lot to say about either of them. We got a full-on Last of Us trailer with the show coming out in basically a month. Honestly, looking pretty solid. And then in addition to that, Bandai Namco is teasing something related to Sandland, which is a very short manga, also written by Akira Toriyama of Dragon Ball fame. And I read it back in the day when they put that in the American Shonen Jump, and it's fine. It's basically the son of the devil, his attendant, and an old man run around in a tank in this sand-based world. There's potential, I guess, in doing something with that, but who knows what that'll actually turn out being.
Yeah, like if you go to the teaser website, it's just like animated manga panels of the main character speaking, and then there's a countdown timer, so we really have no context for what this actually is.
Yep, pretty much. So apparently we'll learn more on December 17th, but it could be cool, could be nothing. Hard to say. I don't remember Sandland being that big, so there we go.
I don't think it is. You only ever hear about Dr. Slump and Dragon Ball.
Right. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Otherwise, how are you guys feeling about Last of Us TV series?
I watched the trailer with my wife. We were just we were on HBO Max and the trailer was on there, so I just turned it on because I was curious. I thought it looked pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'll check it out and see how it is. I like Pedro Pascal, so
Yeah.
that's already a win in my book.
Yeah. I mean, I saw scenes from the game. I saw some original stuff. It seems pretty solid. What about you, Daniel?
Yeah, it looks like, I mean, these adaptations are like they're it's hard to say whether they're going to be like good or not, but I feel like adaptations for these kind of things are kind of getting better. Like there's a bit of quality increase to all of them, and whether it's like all the adaptations that we saw within the Game Awards just themselves, a lot of them were very noteworthy, and it's cool that there's that category at all. So we'll probably see this next year along with like Mario and who knows what else. But yeah, I'm excited for what these adaptations are ready to do, and what we saw so far, it looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Didn't we get a weird adaptation announcement this past week? I forget what it is, but like some random ass game getting a movie.
Oh.
I can't remember what.
I recall this. I don't remember.
Yeah, I
what
don't remember the
game
exact game,
What-
but yeah, I was just like, what? Okay, sure.
Yeah, I mean, that goes to show you there were so many things at that awards show that now I'm losing track of what actually was what was what at that point.
Yeah,
I see
exactly.
some folks mentioning stuff like Steins Gate. I have a hard time like counting
Oh,
visual novel adaptations because they're
yeah, Toe
They're
Jam and
already-
Earl. Toe
Oh,
Jam
is
and
that what it
Earl was
was?
the weird one.
Okay.
Yes, that was the random
Maybe I
one.
was thinking of something else entirely. Never mind.
not to discount visual novel adaptations. Clannad is literally my favorite anime, so this is
All
not
right.
a knock, but it's hard to I don't know, it's hard to quantify that one. It's already so story focused.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, yeah, that's the news for the week. It's been a week, a very odd week for sure.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and get to our Patreon topics. And as always, our patrons can offer up topics for us to discuss on the GVG cast. And who'd like to go first? Brandon, Daniel? Which of you are just chomping at the bit to answer your question?
I guess I'll go ahead and take a crack at this. I think I'm more interested in your answers than I am just answering it myself. But
Oh, okay.
this comes from DGC. Are there any games that you'd prefer to watch than play? For myself, games like Rocket League, Dragon Ball Fighters, like very competitive games in general, I prefer watching over playing. I do love Dragon Ball Fighters, and I really like Rocket League. I do enjoy playing them, but I'm so out of the league on those. Like, watch a more enjoyable experience because I can see, what those games look like when they're pushed to their limits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I kind of line in the same sense where like if there's a game where someone can be way much more impressive with a much higher skill ceiling than myself. So competitive games, fighting games, that's what things like Evo are made for. But also speed runs are super interesting all the time. Just seeing, as you said, in the same vein, how much can somebody break a game? Like how much can they push it to their limit as far as like technically, and just on an actual skill level. It's always so interesting to see anything from platformers to 3D games. Those are always so fun to watch, and I don't know if I can ever handle doing that myself.
I mean, I agree with you guys on the fighting game stuff, the speedrun stuff. I mean, that's definitely they changed it up enough that it's fun to watch and it's something that you can't actually do. But I'll also put in there, let's plays of dumb games. Like the truly dumb, awful games that you're like, I don't want to play this myself, but my God, it's hilarious watching these people go through it. I think that could be a lot of fun. I think of some of my favorite moments are the Game Grumps play these dumb Christmas like search and find games around the holidays each year. I never play it myself because it's just so rudimentary, but their reactions to the insanity of it is probably some of my favorite stuff from them. Honestly, it's just a lot of fun to see that thing. And actually, Lone Ranger in the YouTube chat brings up another idea. Five Nights at Freddy's, stuff that you get the reactions from, like, as well, like those big reactions. That's where you get some good, unique stuff that you maybe can't experience on your own.
Oh, that's true. I've seen some people play games like Phasmophobia. Okay, I can't even pronounce it right now.
Oh yeah, Phasmophobia.
Phasmophobia. Things like that are interesting to watch with other people, and things that it's not like a super scary game or anything, but you know, some horror kind of games that I probably wouldn't play myself. Those are interesting to watch because then I don't have to feel like I'm gonna lose my mind in being afraid, because the scary games are not the kind of thing I always play. So,
but yeah, I'm trying to think of any others, but I think that kind of covers it.
Yeah,
nice,
very nice.
All right, Daniel, what's yours?
I got a long one. All right, you ready? This is from Ben the Squire saying, "Good afternoon, guys, and evening for John." He's probably fast asleep right now. That sweet angel. What are some of your favorite levels in what are some of your favorite levels in your least favorite level archetypes, and vice versa? For example, I love snow levels like Ice Cap and Twinkle Snow from Sonic, Tantal from Xenoblade 2, Kamui from Okami, but I can't say I have a fondness for the aesthetic and music of Snow Peak from Twilight Princess. Great sledding minigame though. The Ice Climber stage in Melee, or the trudge through snow to get to Snow Point City in Pokemon Platinum, which Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl actually improved. Meanwhile, I can't stand deserts. They're coarse, rough, irritating, and everywhere, especially balanced dunes of sand, which pains me to use Gerudo Desert from Breath of the Wild as an example. But I adore Pyramid Cave from Sonic Adventure 2 and Ares Island from Sonic Frontiers, and they're a great blend of variety with canyons and oases. I hope you all continue to have a good time in the coming holiday season. Whew. What was the question? Hold on.
Favorite levels in our least favorite archetypes.
Oh, that's what it was. I think I may have read it wrong when I selected the question. What are your favorite levels in your least favorite level archetypes, and vice versa? Let's see. I think water levels are always a problem for me in certain aspects because they tend to slow the game down considerably compared to what you're usually playing, unless the whole game is based on water levels. But there's been a couple of examples I really enjoy. Like, I think pretty much anytime in Majora's Mask, when you're using the Zora's Mask, swimming feels so good and so natural in that game that I don't even mind it if it's water. I mean, you actually move faster than you do on land, and that's unheard of. So like things like the Great Bay Temple, people don't seem to like it, but I enjoy being able to. I appreciate you can navigate that so well, so easily, and even things like me and Brandon were playing Donkey Kong Country. The water levels, they're not that bad actually. Yeah. Like especially when you're on guard, you can really just kind of cruise to those levels, and they feels really good to kind of navigate really easily. So that's my favorite levels in my least favorite archetype. As far as my so backwards that would be my
least favorite levels in your favorite archetypes.
Least favorite levels in my favorite archetypes. Gosh, so my favorite archetype would probably be snow levels as well. But what's a snow level that I can't stand? I need to think about this now. Because usually I like a lot of the snow levels.
I'm trying to think on this.
I've got one.
What's one on your mind, Brandon?
I also enjoy snow levels quite a bit. Like I have a lot of fond memories of like Diddy Kong Racing's winter themed levels because they're very like Christmassy. And for as much as I like the snow world in Yoshi's Island, there is that level where you're on the stupid ski lifts in the way up high in the sky, and if you miss a jump, you plummet for forever before you finally die at the bottom of the screen. I hate that level. I hate it.
I got another one for you. I think it's Ratchet and Clank going commando. There's a snow level where it's just endlessly spawning these Yetis that attack you, and it's hell. They invented their own internal award for like worst aspect of the game. The person who worked on the worst aspect of the game, and it's I believe it's called the Golden Yeti Award because it just. They're super aggressive. They never stop coming. It is hell. That's definitely one of the worst snow levels out there because I enjoy snow levels too generally. As for a good water level, because water level's not great. I like Hydro City. I think that's the best Sonic water level because you have so many ways of staying out of the water, but it's not like the water is treated as a punishment if you get in there, but it's also not too hard to get out of it. So I like that.
Yeah. There's a good balance between actually traversing in the water and being in the actual city area where you're up above and exploring up there. And then just comparing it to other water levels like in Sonic 1, which is a very difficult level to navigate.
Definitely one of the worst.
I just the fact that they structure it as a kind of a city that you can kind of see the city in the background and that there's some context there. And it's a much more nice and open and forgiving. That was a much better water level for sure.
Oh, Chaos Chow in the YouTube chat. Aquarium Park is a good water level in Sonic Colors. Great music too. That's a great example.
Yeah, that is a good one. I usually don't like desert levels very much, and mostly it stems from Mario, because starting from Mario 3, there became a trend where World 2 was always a desert level, especially in the new Super Series, and I just don't like the way those levels really look in those games.
Mm-hmm.
That said, Toast Arena in Mario Odyssey is one of my favorite levels in that whole game. I love the vibe. I love the color of the sand. It's not so yellowy brown. It's more of a red and kind of orangey color, and I really, really like that. I saw Brandon Bovia mention this too. I think Monster Hunter has a lot of great desert themed maps. One of my favorite maps in Monster Hunter Rise is a remake of a desert map from Monster Hunter Tri that it's just cozy. There's a lot of verticality in that level. So you have the sandy desert on top, and then you have mountains that you can climb that go far beyond that. But then there's an entire underground area underneath the entire map that just adds this whole extra layer of depth. So not only do you have this really wide sprawling map, but it's also tall. So there's just a lot of areas to explore in that. I think Monster Hunter World does a similar job with that with their desert map. Another one of my favorite maps from that game. So yeah, I guess I don't like deserts in Mario, but I love deserts in Monster Hunter.
There you go. Deserts definitely get old. It feels like they're never really that interesting. I think Mario is a big culprit for that, and other platformers that sort of emulated it, because I think other Nintendo platformers did it. But then I think also Skyward Sword, fantastic desert level, just because the gimmick is so good with the rewinding time and having
time stones.
The time stones. I think that really elevates it. And then I think the music elevates More Arcane in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Fantastic desert area, if only because of the music. So
I love that the factor that makes the desert better in Skyward Sword is the mechanic that makes the desert go away in Skyward Sword.
That's unique.
But that's still very good. Yeah. Shout out to areas like near Automata's desert.
I've seen a lot of people mention it. I've not played Automata, so I can't say for sure, because I know the desert in the original Nier, not great.
Oh yeah, in Replicant it's not very fun.
Not interesting.
In Automata you can when you're at a high enough elevation you can slide on the sand and it feels and looks really cool. And those little city areas where people used to live, you can assume. And it was just really interesting and very striking music, as with the entirety of that game. Very cool.
Nice.
Soundtrack.
The desert levels in Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
Yeah.
Those are being cool. In an abandoned water park. So you have that juxtaposition of being in a desert that used to be this tropical setting. Very neat.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, they did a lot of cool stuff with theming in that game. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Cool. I guess I'll move on to mine. Mine comes from Jason Uloa asking, what console would you want to see get a mini version, and what games would you put on it? Sega Saturn, because I own a Sega Saturn, but I missed out on a lot of the key games of the Sega Saturn. So yes, get that. Plus, that'd give us a chance to get the Sega Saturn versions of some games that have special features that we don't have right in the other versions, because you get to play as Maria in Symphony of the Night Saturn version. You get to you get to fight Cutman and I think Woodman in Mega Man 8 on Sega Saturn. That'd be really cool to just have those versions plus just the original games from the Sega Saturn that you can enjoy. The Panzer Dragoons, the Clockwork Knights, the Astals. There's some really cool games in there that I'd love to actually experience for the first time. We got Knights, we got just some fantastic games that I missed out on because I just didn't know any better. Maybe get us some Sakura Wars translations or something like that. I don't know. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
I think I would say PlayStation 2.
Ooh.
For as massive of a library that system has, there's a lot of potential for that. I had a PlayStation 2 growing up, but I think I've told the story before that my parents never got me a memory card for it.
Oh, no.
So, how could I play anything, worth my time? So it would be a good excuse for me to go back and play a lot of those games I ended up missing because of that. But I think you could do something kind of fun with it. A lot of people got the PS2 because it was also a DVD player. So they could make the mini PS2 a streaming box just to kind of emulate that. Uh-huh. So you get a PS2 and you can watch Netflix.
There you go. Perfect. Awesome. What about you, Daniel?
Mine's pretty easy for me. It would be a Game Boy Advance. I want to have a collection of Game Boy Advance games put on there. Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, Metroid Fusion, Fire Emblem, The Blazing Sword, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. You have Legend of Zelda, The Minish Cap. Don't sleep on that one. It's one of the better 2D Zelda games. Mm-hmm. Wario Land 4. There's so many good games on there. Golden Sun is one you definitely want to have on there as well, to have some variety. Pick a Pokemon game. I guess you would use Gen 3 on there, Pokemon Emerald or something. Who knows? But there's so many good Game Boy Advance games that I want to see on some kind of collection of some sort.
Please.
I had so many good memories with Game Boy Advance games back then, and that would be so nice to see them return. What are some Game Boy Advance games you would have on there?
Dragon Ball Z, Legacy of Goku 2, and Blue's Fury.
It's so
first one. Yeah, it's a bad game.
This is definitely not the first one.
It's so random. I have so many like Nintendo IPs, and then I randomly have Legacy of Goku 2 as my one of my only licensed games in my collection.
Good game.
I agree with Duck Lizard. Astro Boy Omega Factor. That's a really good one. I think that's from Treasure. That's fantastic. Daniel, you don't want Tales of Fantasia on there?
No, I don't. How about no? That is the only English translated official version we've got, Tales of Fantasia, and it's not good. One of the problems of the Game Boy Advance was originally it was not backlit, and so some games, Fantasia being one of them, had to compensate by oversaturating the brightness in those games to have it stand out. And so when you play with an actual backlit screen, it is far too bright on the eyes.
They look bad.
And that's just one of the problems I have with Fantasia. But no.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah, they get the Final Fantasy 4, 5, and 6 Advance. There's Final Fantasy 1 and 2, Dawn of Souls. That was good. That's how I first experienced those games.
Ham Heartbreak. That's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Brandon Bovia in the chat says apparently Beyblade has a goodish RPG on on GBA. There you go.
Do they?
Pokemon Pinball, baby.
Oh yeah, Pokemon Pinball. That'd be good.
So many good titles.
There's a lot of good ones. So I'm actually surprised none of us said Dreamcast. I thought that'd be that's why I picked. I never played the Dreamcast at all, so I don't know. I know Dreamcast would definitely have the adventure games, Soul Calibur. That sort of thing. Oh yeah, Mother 3 needs to be on the Game Boy Advance Mini. That'd be a perfect chance.
That
I
would be the
whispered that.
opportunity.
I don't think it came through.
Oh, I did miss that one. Yeah, I did miss that.
Oh my
But there was also
goodness.
Mother 1 and 2 on Game Boy Advance, so you could put those on there too. Why not? Sure.
That combo cart.
Yeah, the combo cart. I don't think
Oh,
there's anything actually
please.
done to those. It was just sort of like, here's a port, right?
Yeah, they are just the games.
Right. Not really any point of that.
Game and Watch Gallery 4.
Oh, yeah. Game & Watch galleries are all good.
F-Zero Maximum Velocity. The most remembered F-Zero game ever.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, God. So, yeah. There's... I missed out on the chance for the Sega Genesis 2, Mini 2, but I was also disappointed that the Lunar games weren't on the English version.
Oh,
So that's unfortunate. Oh well. But yeah, I think that's all of our patron questions. I kind of wish more mini consoles would come. The last one I picked up was the TurboGrafx one.
that is a trend that came and just died.
I feel like Nintendo could have carried it on, but for some reason they stopped.
I
mini-
won't be
yeah.
upset as long as they keep releasing games on NSO. Like, I'm pretty happy with the N64 library so far, and what we know we're getting. But if they didn't, then I'd be a lot more vocal about it.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. Well, before we end off, we did get a few more super chats. First up from Disney Duncan with $5. Thank you so much, saying favorite obscure game. Mine is My Little Pony Maritime Bay Adventure. Excuse me. John told me it's better than Elden Ring. He might have been a little facetious. I'm not sure. Because I know John loved
facetious?
Elden Ring. Favorite obscure game? I mean, I always go back to Fragile Dreams, so there's that. But what other obscure games do I know? What about you guys?
My N64 version of Lego Racers.
There you go.
Who's even played that? I don't know, but I have, and that's all that matters to me because it's a good game. It's a good game to me.
You know what?
You just unlocked a memory for me. I got a Extreme G for N64.
Oh, yeah.
Another racing game.
At some point, I should go back and try see if 3D Game Heroes holds up because I picked it up, played a little bit of it, but it's classic Zelda just in like those voxels.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
That'd be interesting. What other obscure games do I have? I always go back to Fragile Dreams. I just love that game. So there you go.
I think what does count as obscure, yeah.
Let's see. Super Dank Awesome Unicorn Guy with $1.99. Thank you so much, saying Ring Fit Adventure speedruns slap so hard.
Sounds painful.
That does sound
That
like
sounds
rough.
like-
My God.
Oh yeah, let's do a Ring Fit Adventure race on the next stream that we have.
Dear God.
Trying to kill me,
die.
Daniel.
We would die.
That's okay. I'll do it. You can host.
Disney Duncan back once again with $5, saying favorite video game music this year. Mine was Three Hopes.
Oh, Live Alive.
I've not got a chance to play Live Alive yet. I might have to go with Xenoblade Chronicles 3, even though I don't think the soundtrack is quite as strong as 2, but there's some really good tracks in there.
Yeah, the ones that do hit really well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think Live Alive has overall really good soundtrack.
Underrated Bayonetta 3.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Nice. And then Disney Duncan back once again with $5, saying Breath of the Wild was amazing, but to me it was lacking enemy variety. What would you like to see return in the sequel? I want Redeads back.
Just
I mentioned this
from Ocarina, personally.
I mentioned this from I don't know if it's going to be a video by Zelda Universe yet or not, but I mentioned on a video I donated to them as part of something that they're doing, some form of a hook shot, because he has that arm. It could just extend from said arm with energy and launch you forward, because there's so much verticality in this game that it makes more sense to introduce it now than even in the original Breath of the Wild. And it could be useful for like bosses as well, like especially for larger bosses. You can latch on and put
That'd be
yourself
cool.
to a weak spot and do something. It could be like a late game thing even. It could be later in the game so you don't have to, it doesn't completely negate the need to climb everything. So that's my hope.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Very cool. As for enemies, I guess you could throw in Wolfos. I don't see those too often anymore.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Are there Stalfos in?
Yeah, there's
Breath of the Wild?
Stalfos. There's the
I remember there being bone enemies, but
right.
like traditional Stalfos.
Just
Actually, were
they
they
look like
traditional?
little. They look like little moblin and the
That's true. But
bokoblin Stalfos or like enemy skull enemies.
yeah, I guess we don't have an
That's
actual Stalfos. Huh.
I'm a sucker for like other sword wielding enemies like Dark Nuts and stuff.
Right.
So more of that.
true.
Yeah, agreed. Then we got Claxend with 999. Thank you so much. Saying, going back to the joke game award question, I thought of a funny joke award that wouldn't ruffle too many feathers. Company that released the most games in a year. No shovelware companies. I think Square Enix has it this year. Pop-O-Matic with $1.99. Thank you so much. Saying, how is Mr. Steve feeling? He hasn't checked in, so hopefully he's sleeping and getting some well-needed rest. But at least he has the weekend coming up, so there's that as well. And then Disney Duncan ending us off here with another $5 says, 2 months ago, my credit card got hacked twice. Is it safe to super chat on this channel? I like super chatting, but not at the cost of getting scammed. I mean, that's more up to YouTube, but as far as I know, I haven't heard anybody getting scammed on this, so you should be fine. So
Yeah, none of that information comes to us.
yeah, we don't know
We
anything.
Don't get anything.
Yep. Cool. Well, I think with that brings us to the end of this episode of the GVG cast. Nice early show. Got us through pretty solidly quickly. And of course, if you want to support the show even further, you can support us over at patreon.com/GVGames. I think that's what it is, right? GV Games. We have so many variations. And get access to become the live audience as well as asking these questions. But we also have to give a big old thank you to our patrons at the producer tier. Thank you so much. Hey, you might have thought there was no John, but we got John. There's John. There's John right there. He's just right next to Daniel. Look at that handsome boy. But yes, thank you. Big thank you to all of our producers. We really couldn't do this without all of you. This show just wouldn't be possible. And of course, a wonderful, big, massive thank you to our executive producers. I'm going to just slide this over, I think, just so I can better even this make it look good. And that includes Brandon Bovia, Cutie Caitlin, Fangs, Z Patty, Jess Bryan, Sky Blue Flames, Eastman 23, Adam O'Sullivan, Richard Herrera, Logan Daniel, The D-Pad, Vesmio, Waffle King, Critter XD, Kitty Kong Fax, Angel Martinez, Vedran Hotek, Benny Yao, Blind Man, Azran127, Black King, Pagrama, Geller, Joseph Rutkin, Titus Malvolio, Geeky Griffin, Lucky Wonderfish, Kyle, Wataniac, Top Dog 23100, Young Ben Kenobi, Doug Shomix, Andrew Medeiros, Brady Power, Darchi, Becca, Killamox, Eddie B, Michael McCall, Matthew Wong, Goron Amber CPHT, Too Much Spaghetti, Bane 400, Ascaron 809, Rioner, Nathan Steele, Spicy Atanda, Rain and Clouds, The Game Orb, Super Gamer Dude 101, Grantles, Ravelox, Synchro Lord, Rosa Pardo Bowling, hi Steve's mom, Mega Amster, Darksteel 01, Jason Uloa, Jaden Buck, Cystic Warrior 29, Super Dank Awesome Unicorn Guy, Derek, Colin, Blaystar 25, Mumbling Yeti, Cameron Sharp, Keel, Moon Knight, Brendan Hess, Noah Fitterer, Calvin Atkinson, Brainchild, the entire state of Wisconsin, Jim Wakeland, Longboy Shiggy, Andy Mine P, Ad, Kyle the Monarch, Dan Alpha Lion, Lord Metarex, Kyle Gamer and Barry Rookie, Salad Dinner, Blaze Colored, Eric, Turbo, DGC, Cat Evie Person 5, Lady Maxillary, and Dr. Ryan. I forgot to update our patron list before the show, so if I missed you in this, I apologize, but I'll make sure to have it fully updated for next week, so very much apologies there. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us today and for this earlier show. We'll be back next week for whatever happens this coming week. We'll see how it all goes as we get towards the end of the year. Thank you all so much, and you have a fantastic evening. Till then, everyone. Bye.
See ya.
Till we meet again.
Say something, John. Okay, good.